Welcome to the weekend show with Mediumjay. Today, this weekend actually, my dad, he said some stuff that you can't really take back in a relationship. He said some stuff that you can't really, and so I gotta bring it up. He said some stuff that literally pissed me the fuck off. And I'm just tired of dealing with this dude's manipulative bullshit. I'm tired of trying to clean up the mess you left in Canada when you got deported back to Africa. I'm tired of listening to you think that you're some big drug dealer. You didn't do shit. You know what a respectable drug dealer, even if it's as ironic as it sounds, a respectable drug dealer does three things that you can never do in your life. One is actually make some fucking profits off drugs that you could support your kids and pay for a visa so you don't get fucking deported outside of Canada back to Africa. Two, you're not supposed to do the drugs. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to do the drugs that you fucking sell. You dumb fuck. You're not supposed. And three, you're not supposed to fucking get caught. You don't get caught selling drugs. You fucking bitch, man. This dumb fuck. And I wanna tell everybody that this is something that's a long overdue. This is a man that gets no props. There's no recognition. I'm ashamed of myself because I was birthed by this nigga. This guy's a fucking pathetic piece of shit. They say you shouldn't meet your idols because you could be disappointed. Well, they never said you shouldn't meet your fucking parents. My dad's a fucking asshole. He's a liar. He fucking uses people. He's trying to use me. That's what, this whole thing, I said I was going to go to Africa. Then I said, man, listen, I fucking didn't realize I didn't realize it was going to be that expensive in Africa. I thought I'd be able to, it'd be a little bit cheaper. I thought Africa was a third world country. I thought it was going to be cheaper, the expenses there. Thought it's going to be $2,000. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of close, right? And it's about $5-6 just if I want to do safaris and stuff. And this is what we're talking about. And I said, all right, well, it's going to be a while. And my dad blows up. He sent a normal message after I said, oh, it's going to be a while. I'm going to stay in my city for right now until further notice, basically. But this dumb fuck, I don't think can read. I don't think he could. Because all his messages are all misspelled and incoherent nonsense of grammar. It's a bunch of words. Talking to my dad is like playing word jumble, dude. Like, for real. It's sad, and he fucking says things that you can't take back, dude. Because I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a while. Like, you gotta hold your horses, right? Like, oh well, I thought you were a big time truck driver. And it's like, yeah, I'm a truck driver, but dude, I don't know if you fucking heard of the pandemic. We've been in a recession for the longest time. And literally, people have been struggling. I'm trying to make sure my mom's not sick. I'm trying to make sure that I can still maybe make sure, even though that I'm fucking cutting contact with my own son, I still don't want to be just up and leave the country like you did to Africa, Dad. Like, you fucking dumb fuck. You're a dumb piece of shit. You say some shit that you can never take back. You've literally bitten off so many fucking relationships in your fucking family that literally people look at you like you're a fucking insane guy. People look at you like you're a fucking bitch. You're not this world star. You're not Mike Tyson, Dad. You're not fucking Floyd Mayweather, Dad. You're not Tupac. You're not Snoop Dogg. No one knows Leonard Gashanga. He's gonna die. This is gonna be the most people know about Leonard Gashanga. No one gives a fuck about you. Your dad had to have instilled bitch DNA into him, and it continued over and over again to a long line of bitch niggas. If you call me a bitch nigga and Mike a bitch nigga, we're byproducts of the ultimate bitch nigga then. You fucking faggot. You're such a fucking pussy, dude. You tried to sell drugs in Canada and you couldn't even do that right. You tried to sell art. You went to who the fuck? You dumb fuck. Who the fuck goes to university for art? You went to university. Art. I'll learn how to draw. I'll pay 25 grand so I can learn how to draw. You're a fucking bitch, Dad. You're a bitch. You took chances and every single chance you took was wrong. So forgive me for not wanting to follow your advice and take chances, Dad. You know what I mean? Me and Mike don't want to risk our fucking. We don't want to use all the guts. You say Mika had the only balls in the family. She's the only one with guts, and she's the only one ambitious. And you ever stop to think Mike doesn't like you? You ever stop to think why Mike doesn't talk to you? You ever stop to think why I'm very hesitant? Because I've heard a lot of stories that conflict with your personality that you show me. You know what I mean? You ever stop to think why your two firstborn sons don't like you? You ever stop to think that? You ever stop to think just me talking to you over Facebook over years at a time, and when you ask, where's Mike, more times than you ask how I'm doing, you ever stop to think, maybe that's not the fucking best look? Maybe I should just count my blessings and be happy that my one son is talking to me? Because I don't know you shit, Dad. I don't know you shit. You never gave me shit. You gave me $50 once when I was locked up in a mental hospital because I was dealing with some shit that you probably passed down to us. You passed down crazy. You passed down bitch nigga DNA. You passed down a wide set of problems, and then you left. You left. You sold drugs and you got deported, and you ain't gonna be shit. And I know when you're living in the sand out in Africa, you ain't shit. You know, you say you're a service technician and you're getting money enough that you can you can't come to Africa, or you can't come to Canada, Dad. You can't. You have enough to come to, you can't though, because you sold drugs, remember? And you didn't do that right. You didn't do, if you sold drugs right, maybe you would have had some sort of connections that would have got you a visa or something. You would have had enough money, Dad. You would have had enough money. Don't tell me that I'm sitting around waiting for my mom's inheritance, because you're speaking on shit that you don't fucking know. You're speaking on shit you don't fucking know. You weren't around. You weren't around, Dad. You can't say I'm just twiddling my thumbs doing nothing like I don't have a job, and in that same token say, well, I thought a truck driver should have money. Yeah, I thought I should have money, but I guess I'm just sitting around waiting for my inheritance. That's what I'm doing, Dad. I'm living the bullshit that you've created. I'm living in the bullshit fantasy. You had 20 fights in Canada and you got knocked around so much that you're fucking crazy. You have CTA, you have punch drunk fucking concussions left and right. You look like your skull's been caved in by the right guy seeing you and just didn't put up with it. You're a bitch. The way you treated Mike and Mika and Cindy, you know what I mean? I'm just my mom was the side woman in the relationship of Mike and Mika's mom. Like you have no say. And you want the bastard child to clean up the family that you left behind in Canada? Go fuck yourself, man. Like, go fuck yourself, Dad. You're a fucking bitch. So don't speak on me saying, oh man, well, I respect children that don't sit around waiting for an. You don't know what you're fucking talking about, Dad. You don't know what you're talking about. I never said this to anybody, and I'll never say this. I wasn't supposed to say this, but I'll say this because, I'm fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed. You literally took me saying I'm not gonna go to Africa for a little bit. I said just wait a little bit. That's what I said, right? I said just wait. And I'm not going to be able to go to Africa right now. I'm going to stay in Canada. And you fucking said so much stuff that you can't take back that I don't know if you blocked me. I blocked you. I'm sure I blocked you. I don't want to talk to you anymore, Dad. I don't want to talk to none of your friends. I don't want to talk to no one else. I'm ashamed to be alive. I would be grateful if you never existed, Dad. And I'd be grateful if that subsequently meant that I would never be born. I would be happy with that. That's how much of a bitch I think you are. That's how much of a fucking drain on society I think you are. My dad's like a black hole, if anyone knows. And this isn't racist. It's kind of, he's a black hole because there's actual black holes in space. You give this guy anything, it's gone. It's gone and it's disappeared. You go like, hey, Dad, where's that pack of smoke? It's gone. Hey, Dad, where's that? It's gone. It's gone. Cindy was telling me, Mike's mom was telling me that you used to go crazy. You know what I mean? You'd come home and get really abusive and say shit that you can't take back. I do that too. I get that from you. I say shit to my friends all the time that I can't take back, and I feel like a fucking piece of shit. I feel like a loser, and I can't help it. It's just bitch nigga DNA that I get from my dad. He's such a fucking cunt. She said that you came home almost all the time, literally scraping resin off of the table like a junkie, trying to get a little weed buzz. You were a crack fiend for weed. I don't know if you only sold weed. Maybe you sold something else. But if you do anything when you're selling it, the fucking key to selling drugs is to not fucking do the drugs. You fucking bitch. You bitch nigga. You're such a fucking cunt that you said that, oh, I don't like my kids, not taking chances. I don't like my kids, waiting around. You don't get a say in how your kids were raised when you chose to slang drugs and then also chose not to. You fucked up so many times. It was pathetic. Like when my mom or I ever have to mention you, it's one of those, oh God, head in the hand, yeah, my dad's a character. This is who you call problem people. Yeah, my dad, he liked his fun, I guess. On the tombstone it's going to say Mike, or no, sorry, it's going to say Leonard Gashanga. He was a guy. He was the guy, I guess, that fucking couldn't, always, show up 5 minutes late and $1 short. That's the guy. He never had it all together. Never in his life. I don't know why he's pretending to be 20 still. He's fucking 50. He's in his 50s. Like a loser, still wearing hip-hop clothes, still pretending to be Tupac. Tupac's been dead, Dad. Tupac's been dead for a while. Stop quoting him on your fucking timeline all the time like, oh, this is real nigga shit. Floyd Mayweather, real nigga shit. Dude, make something of yourself. Be that. Do it. You're such an old fuck. You can't do shit now. Your whole idolization and worshiping, you could have made something for yourself even in Africa. You're just working at a factory, Dad. I don't know where you get this, I'm so rich. If you're so rich, pay for my fucking ticket and I'll come down. I'll fucking square up with you. Because you're a boxer, right, Dad? You're a boxer. But I don't give a fuck. We're not throwing on the gloves. It's going to be a fucking UFC fight. And we're going to see how your double leg takedown defense is. And I'm going to fuck you up. I want to try to break every bone in your body. I want to put you in the fucking grave, Dad, for what you said to me and what you said about my mom and what you said about Mika and Mike. And even though we're not the closest, shit, I love them 1,000% more than I'll ever love you and what you did to us. You just left a family and the bastard child stuck in Canada for nothing other than like my dad's like the Fonz, but he's the Fonz that's not cool. So he'll do something like he'll hit the jukebox, take some money out the change thing, and he'll just walk away and you'll go, Dad, I'm fucking hungry. And he just walks away. That's what my dad is. My dad came down. The one earliest memory I have with my dad is that he took my fucking mom's VCR while he was babysitting me, while my mom was working to provide diapers for me, or whatever, clothes and shit. He's like, I'll babysit little Jeff, no problem. He took my mom's VCR and pawned it, and when I asked him why he's doing that, he told me dead in my eyes, this is This is what your mom wanted. She wanted me to, sell this. That's what he said to me. This is what he said. And I said, Mom, man, I thought you wanted. She said, no, Dad's fucking crazy. Your dad's fucked. I didn't want him to do that. It's just took my VCR and pawned it for money, and then he fucking never paid me back. You know what else you did, Dad? You also fucking took a lot of checks from my mom. That's the earliest memory. You took a lot of checks from my mom, and you tried to cash them. And you dumb fuck. You know, when you forge a signature, it has to be actually accurate. You can't just scribble someone's signature and it's not legible. You know? You dummy. You dumb fuck. You're such a bitch. Like, when you talk about me sitting around waiting for my inheritance, that's all I do. I twiddle my thumbs waiting for the inheritance that my mom has. My mom, you think, and in the same breath, you think my mom's rich? You say that, oh, your mom works 3 jobs her whole life and to provide for you, and then you say some shit like, God forbid she dies and you'll be out on your own. Why would you say that, Dad? Why would you say that? Is that because you're trying to project your insecurities onto our family? Are you trying to realize, are you jealous that my mom worked her ass off? You know what I mean? Are you jealous that my mom has some sort of inheritance? And I wasn't going to say this, but I took that inheritance, and you know what I did, Dad? I did something you'll never do. I said to my mom, I want that inheritance to go to my son, her grandson, firstborn. Set him up right. I might not be the best, and I know that because I have your bitch DNA, but I'll tell my mom to do the right thing and give all that money, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot more money than you'll ever see, Dad. It's a lot more money than you'll ever see. Let's just say it's a small lottery. It's not the fucking all 6 numbers. It's 5 numbers. It's hundreds of thousands. It's a lot of money that we're looking at that I'm gonna give to my son because I don't care about it, and I never want to tell people this. But Dad, if you're asking, you're asking. You fucking bitch, man. Fucking hate you, man. The worst part is that he thinks he's right. He thinks he's right. He's under this fucking illusion that this whole bullshit, and I do it too. Don't get me wrong. I do it too. I fucking think for some reason that if I just say I'm rich, that I'll be rich. And I get that from my dad. It's like, I don't even know what it is. I don't know what to call that, but it has to be something like grandiose narcissism. It's like the thing Trump has or something. But the problem is, even like successful business people that are like sociopaths and stuff, at least they're successful. My dad's an unsuccessful sociopath. Like that's the worst kind. Like, at least, hey, use your sociopath and your psychopathic manipulative skills on bullshit to go, I don't know, fucking get yourself like the Catch Me As You Can guy. Get him up there, and you're a plane. Now you're flying planes. You haven't even took any courses. You just bullshit your way to the top. My dad consistently bullshits his way, and he's rolling around in mud, in huts in the sand. You know what I mean? I'll go to Africa. This is the worst fear that I had. Actually, when things were good before you fucking decided to light it on fire. Because, Dad, I don't know if you noticed, but you ever notice that in our family, we have a tendency to, when things are going good, we fuck them up? You ever think, you think Mike, when things are going good with Mike and he just decides to fuck it up, when he was going good with boxing and he was traveling around, he went to Australia, he went there, he went this, and he just decided, I don't want to do it. Where do you think he gets that from? Where do you think he gets his propensity to constantly give up? Where do you think that I stand when I constantly tell myself, well, there's no point in trying. I'm just going to keep doing this, but I'm not going to try at it. Why? Because we have this shitty DNA that we consistently think if we just lie about it, it'll be the truth eventually. If we tell enough people, that's you, Dad. That's you. We get that from you. And I'm breaking a long chain. And if it means that I'll never see my son, because that's the best thing for him, because I know that you have bitch DNA that you passed down to me because I've just talked to you. I've talked to you enough times to realize, oh shit, this is who I was, and I didn't even see it. I lie and I may joke, and it's not, obviously I'm probably being a little facetious, and I'm over explaining. I feel a little, you know what I mean? I feel just bad. I just feel dirty. I feel used and abused by you, Dad, and I shouldn't feel that way. There's no way you should treat your children. I'm not your fucking stepping stone to try to get you back with your firstborn son, that the one that you do love, because he takes right after you, Dad. He's the one that chooses to use his fists instead of his words. And here, me, I'm the guy with old rapper that you think is just a bitch that can't fight. I'll come through and I'll lay you out. I'll lay you out, Dad. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. You wouldn't even be worth the pot you piss in, Dad. You know what I mean? Actually, you know what? I got 5K on whoever can assassinate my dad in Africa. I'll e-transfer you. I'll money wire you. You can kill my dad and stand over with his lifeless corpse, you know what I'm saying? And take a photo, send it to me, and I'll send you some money. I'm not saying kill him, but I'm saying fucking kill him. Kill him. He's a dick. He's a rotten piece of shit. And obviously these are jokes. I obviously don't want my dad dead. But it's just how I feel right now. And if somebody does kill him, you're not going to get your money. Because I'm my dad. I'm my dad. I lie. When there's a price, I will lie and say I pay it. When I have children, I will lie and say I take care of them. That's what I do. I got you, Dad. I'm you. Mike doesn't want to be near you, and I don't want to, and I tried my best to try to reconcile whatever the fuck mess you left here, and you fucking shat on me, Dad. You fucking shat on me. Why do you think Mika is a lesbian, Dad? Do you think it's because she's seen you as her first male role model and ran for the hills as far as taking any man seriously? Any man, she's like, I would rather have no relationship with no man. You know, she's lesbian, Dad. Do you think that just happened? And I guess she probably would have been lesbian, but she also just doesn't respect male authority at all. You know, how do you think she got that though, Dad? How do you think? Do you think she just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm swearing off all men, Dad? She's seen one look at you and went, ugh. My bitch ass dad ain't shit. I might as well be the fucking man in this shit. She's a masculine woman. Like she tomboy, whatever you want to call it, but she's a strong, independent woman. And Dad, you're such a fucking bitch that you just don't get it. You just don't get it. Oh, Mika's fucking decided to wear the pants in the family. Why? I don't know why. Maybe because men, are castrated because of you. The men look at you and go, God damn, I'm so ashamed to be a fucking man. If that's what I have to grow into, if like father, like son, I have to grow into my dad, then I would grab a belt. If I'm even half the man that you are at your age and where you are, because you were leaving you were on like 28, 20, you were my age and you left. This is what you did. You dipped out the country, got my mom pregnant, sold her VCR, stole her checkbooks, got fucked up and arrested, and you're done. You're finished. That's it. That's your chance. That was your chance. You don't get a say saying how me and Mike turned out or even how Mika turned out. You ever wonder why Mike doesn't talk to you? You ever wonder? Do you just sit in the sand hut that you live in? Because I know I've seen it. Every now and then you take photos, and I've decided to, I got a pretty good memory. So every now and then I decide to see the little photos that you take in your hut. And it's a fucking closet. You're not living well. You're not living in a high rise. Not living in this thing. So I don't know where you'd get the money to. You say you would be able to fucking fly out to Canada. Well, then you should have just offered to pay my bills, pay my airfare, trips on you, and I would have gone. You know? But instead, you decided to literally ruin the relationship that we have. Like, I may sound mean, but listen, I literally had to delete it. There were such vile texts that I couldn't keep them in my phone. I couldn't keep them in my mind. I had to get this shit off my chest. You said some stuff that you can't take back. You called me basically a bitch. You called your son. You didn't like how I was raised, Dad. Well, good, good on you, right? I don't know what to tell you. I'm your fucking son, and you dumb fuck weren't around. I had a stepdad that was 1,000,000% better than you will ever be. And you know what he did? He showed up on weekends. He was a weekend father, and he worked wonders for me. He was literally, I didn't know a man, a father figure could resolve his problems with talking instead of just getting angry and throwing fists or blowing up and saying shit you can't take back. I thought there was only two options when you grow up as a man, and that's to either fight a guy or literally yell and scream and steal shit from them and then run away. That's what I thought. That's what you taught me and Mike and Mika, and that's how the type of impression you left on the children in Canada. So when you say, "Oh, my kids are bastard kids," I don't know what to tell you, Dad. I don't know what to fucking tell you other than you're right. You know what I mean? Your sons don't want to be men, and your daughters don't want to be women, bruh. Like, what the fuck did you create? You created a half-ass excuse for children, and you tried your best to just, oh man, well, it's not going my way. I'm gonna run away. Or I'm gonna use this fucking drug dealing shit. And who the fuck sells drugs and can't get money to fucking buy a visa? You dumb fuck. You dumb piece of shit. You can't go on this thing. You can't go on this bullshit rant and tell me that, I'm this. Are you jealous that your son started making some money? Are you jealous? Because I did that without you, Dad. I did that without you. All your sad little pathetic friends that message me telling me, keep in contact with your father. Your father means well. I don't think he does. I think it's all bullshit. I think those are burner accounts because I doubt that you even have friends, Dad. I doubt that you have friends because a friend would tell you, hey man, you shouldn't really fucking treat your kids like shit. Even if they're miles away, and even if they're kind of acting a little erratic, and even if they're successful and they don't ever want to see you again, even if they fucking abandoned you, even if they choose to try to come see you, don't fucking be a fucking piece of shit and blow it all away just because you want to feel right. In your life, once in your life, be wrong, Dad. Once in your life, be fucking wrong. Once in your life, look at everything that you've done and go, fuck, I really fucked it up. And I didn't just fuck it up. I fucked it up and then continually fucked it up. I fucked it up and then consistently took a hammer to it. I fucked it up and then said, instead of trying to fix it, every day I woke in, and you know how some people go, every day they lay a brick and eventually they'll get a fucking house? Every day you smashed a brick. Every day you came in and smashed a brick. And we're talking cocaine. We're talking, a brick of fucking weed. And you came in and you just, whip, and then you started snorting that brick. Every day you fucked up. Every day. You fucking bitch. You're a pussy. You don't tell me that I'm not taking chances. Don't tell me that I'm sitting around twiddling my thumbs. Yeah, because I do nothing all day. You know what I mean? All the mixtapes and albums that I have, all the podcasts that I do, literally this right here, it's nothing. I'm doing nothing except literally giving the world a fucking clear view as to my piece of shit dad that ain't ever gonna be shit. He's gonna die alone and cold. And you know what? If there is people at your funeral, I highly doubt. If there is people at your fucking stupid funeral in the sand, you know what I mean, in a third world country, because you got banned from fucking the country where you kept your kids. How'd that happen, Dad? It must have been our fault. Or it must have been a woman's fault. Or it must have been your friend's fault. Must have been the guy snitching on you. Because nothing ever you do is my dad's like fucking Wesley Snipes in True Story with Kevin Hart. He's a bitch. My dad is fucking a liar, but he's not good at it. He's not a good psychological manipulator. He's not a good bullshit artist. Because if he did, bullshit is what he would have bullshitted me into be at least waiting to drop all of this stuff off at the front door while I was there. He would have let me would have bided his time and waited a year or two till I actually did. Then he just shows that he doesn't. I don't think he likes me. I don't think my dad likes me, man. My dad's such a fucking dumb fuck that, like, even if he was trying to set a nigga up, you did it wrong, Dad. You fucked that up. If you were trying to, like, take money from me and I came down to Africa, or, like, if I said, because I was coming down with $2,000, he said, no, make it 5. It's like, well, that sounds suspicious, Dad. That's for a guy that was going to offer to pay my plane ticket or to pay my airfare back. Then you go, no, I can't actually do that. But you double it. You double what we agreed upon of what I was going to come down with. You're a fucking bitch, Dad. You're a fucking cunt. And if your funeral is anything like your life, it's going to be sad and pathetic, and it's all made up of lies. You're probably going to have to pay people to show up. You know what I mean? They probably are going to have to remove the name on the grave so that people don't spit on it. So that I don't come down there. You know what I would do if I was at my dad's funeral? You know what I would do if I was at my dad's funeral? This dumb fucking bitch ass cunt of a fucking father. You know what I mean? My dad's actually like, my dad thinks he's like Jesus or God. Jesus and God. I created Jesus and God. God doesn't interfere with his creation. That's what my dad thinks he is. My dad literally thinks he's some fucking mystical being. He's the fucking guy that came in my mom and Mika and Mike's mom, and that's it. And he should have. You know what? He should have just left when he went after that, because that's the only thing that he's did in my life. That's all he is just a sperm donor, and I've gladly taken that role with my own son too, because I realized, if I am literally even a percentage of this nigga, I'm killing myself for the good of the world, for the better of the world. My dad's such a bitch that he makes me ashamed to be African. I don't think I'll ever want to go to Africa unless he's dead. And when I show up at your funeral, I'm going to rock that mic. I'm going to have a fucking lit ass party, but we're all every fucking second or third thing that flies out of my mouth is gonna be a joke about you, Dad. I'm gonna get everybody that loved you and everybody that thought about you in a caring light, and maybe you have some children there, so I'm gonna get all your offspring rounded up in that funeral, and I'm gonna go, now when I say Leonard Gishenga's a bitch nigga, you say word. Leonard Gishenga's a bitch nigga. Word. Yeah, Leonard, when I say Leonard, you say he's a bitch. Leonard's a bitch. Leonard's a bitch. Yeah, fuck my dad. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck that bitch. He says shit that you can't ever bring. You can't ever bring to port. You can't ever dock this ship. You said some stuff that literally you can't talk about my mom in a light. You never dare talk about my granddad, would you? My mom's dad. He was in the army. You knew that you could hit Mike's mom, and you could hit Mika, and you could hit Mike growing up, but you knew not to hit me, because my mom wouldn't have put up with that. And you know who else wouldn't have put up with that? My granddad that was in an army. He would have fucking killed you. He would have took a gun and he would have killed you, and then he would have done the time, and he would have said this was worth it, because you're a fucking bitch that doesn't deserve to live. Your whole life after this was a pathetic excuse of anything. You see, I fucking seen some of the art that you do. It's pathetic. You can't draw for shit, Dad. Whoever told you to keep it up should have be shot in the head too. Whoever told you to keep up your artwork should be fucking dead on arrival. DOA. You fucking dumb fuck. You sent me some fucking art, and I go, I don't know if I said this. I might have said this, but I've been fucking relaying everything that I want to say in my head over and over again, so I'll just say it again. You gave me some artwork, right? And I had it, and I was like, oh, great, I'll put it up on my fridge, because this is a healthy relationship. My dad's finally, he's still at third grade level art, and I go, oh, it's nice, put it up on the fridge. And then my mom came and seen it, you know what I mean? My mom sees the fucking art, and she goes, ugh, who the fuck drew that? Did you make that when you were a child, Jeff? I go, no, that's what my dad currently is working on. This is what he currently is able to produce as far as art is concerned. And she went, oh boy. You know what I mean? The dementia's setting in with Dad already. You're such a fucking cunt. You know what I mean? I want, if you're dying, Dad, if you feel like you're choking or, you're having a heart attack or a stroke, call 911 first, obviously, be safe. But then call me too if you feel like it's gonna be the last breath. Call me, FaceTime me. So I want to see you feel like you're actually dying. So I can then, you know what I'll do when you're dead? I will be like that fucking Mary Tyler Moore with the fucking umbrella. I will be dancing in the streets. I will be like, my life is like free because my bitch ass dad. You know what I mean? My bitch ass dad is dead. Ding dong, my dad is dead. Fuck that nigga. Fuck him. Fuck that bitch. He's such a sad, pathetic excuse for a man that you know what hurts me more? It hurts me so much that I listened to what Mike had to say about you, Dad. I listened to what my mom had to say about you, Dad. And I said, well, he's nice to me. My dad's nice to me. Maybe we can kind of settle this out of the family and we can be friends, maybe. Maybe I can just be my dad's friend because he wasn't a father to me. So I'll be my dad's friend. And as I went like this, you fucking dumb fuck went too slow. Who does that? You fucking dumb piece of shit. When I'm the only one that is left that actually tries to respect you and you go too slow like you're cool or something, who the fuck does that? I'm literally talking about going to your fucking bullshit third world country that you escaped from. Why would you come to Canada if Africa was such a good choice? Oh, I had to see it. You couldn't afford Canada, Dad. You couldn't afford it. It was too pricey for you. And then you tried to go to college for art, Dad, and your art sucks. Your art sucks. You're a fucking artist and you suck. You draw at a third level. It's a third grade level. You're fucking I don't even know how you get the fucking colors. It looks like it's tears. A lot of your artwork looks like the tears of a clown, Dad. You're a fucking bitch. Look up Smokey Robinson. That's actual music. Look up fucking Picasso. That's actually abstract art. You can't just make shitty art and call it abstract and go, it's a bunny. It's not a bunny, Dad. It has to look like a fucking bunny, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck you, Dad. You're such a bitch. You don't even understand it. You're living this life. You're living like this lie that you tell women. You told women this bullshit. You're spinning the fucking wheels of bullshit. The wheels of bullshit are in motion, Dad. But it's your bullshit. The car can't go. Why? Because cars don't run on fucking bullshit. Where are you at? You're in the sand in a third world country. And the one son that decided to come and visit you, you fucking bitch, I said, hey, give me some time. I'm not coming to Africa right now. And I just said, I don't know about this. Because you're getting a little desperate, Dad. You seem a little thirsty to meet your son, Dad. If you think I'm a lick that you're going to hit, good luck. Good luck. I'd rather kill myself than give you shit. Listen, if there was literally an option to go, give your dad $1 a day, you know? And it's like World Vision shit. Give your dad $1 a day and he can fuck off. I'd rather kill myself. I'd rather die because I'd go, great, we're ending this bullshit DNA. You know what I mean? Because fuck it. We got the short end of a bullshit stick. We got a short end of a fucking one of those retarded sticks. You know, a stick that doesn't really look like a stick. It's like a rubber. It's like how is this rubber? It's like peeled off bamboo and it's not a good stick, Dad. We got the short end of a bad stick. You're a bitch, and no one likes you. Mika entertains the thought because she's a woman and she feels sorry for you, and women have compassion and empathy. And men should have compassion and empathy, but fuck, you weren't there to teach us that, Dad. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about your wife or whoever you have in Africa. Whatever life you made, I don't give a fuck about your dumb friends. You know your dumb friends? They ask me for money. Your friends ask me for money, so you guys aren't doing well. You asked me, you said you're going to pay for my plane ticket. Then you said you're going to pay for the partial plane ticket. Then you said, nah, Jeff, you're doing okay. You can pay for your whole plane ticket. Then I said, well, give me some time then. Cause you're springing a lot of this on me at once. You only talk to me once a month cause it's when you go to the library cause you don't have a computer. You can't afford it in Africa. Electricity is pretty expensive. Akon didn't come and fucking solar panel your roof yet. So shut the fuck up, Dad. You're a fucking bitch that'll never amount to shit, and you make me ashamed to be black. You make me ashamed to be black. Thanks, Dad. Where do I get my Nazi brigade? Why do I hate black men so much? I get it from you, Dad, because I look in the mirror and I see you. I see a fucking piece of shit that won't amount to shit. And I know this is a big exaggeration and I don't like black. I have to preface this stuff every time, even though I'm black. I gotta say, I hang out with niggas. I got friends. My homie in Vegas is a good guy. He had a lot of problems too with his dad. His dad was a piece of shit. His stepdad was. His real dad left. But the son's he's got a kid on the way too, and we're the sons trying to make right, but all we know is wrong, and you never taught us anything better. So we're the bastard sons trying to fix a whole generation, one kid at a time. So when you ask about me, or say why Jeff doesn't talk to me, just play this. You know what I mean? Get whoever's close to Mike. Tell him to show him this, and he'll agree. He'll go, yeah, Jeff's saying exactly how I felt about my fucking bitch dad. And play this for Mika too. Whoever knows Mika, play this for Mika, because she'll say the same thing. She'll go, yeah, he's out of line, but he's right. He's right. My dad's a fucking coward. He never amounted to shit in his life, and he somehow wants me to feel bad that I made something of myself. I'm Mr. Fancy Pants in Canada. I'm too rich to be bothered with you niggas in the sand. You're a bitch. Why does your friends ask me for money? Oh, I'm working at the factory with your dad, and we don't get paid a lot. And I need some money. Can I borrow $5 for lunch? That's what your friends talk to me about. And it may not even have been your friend. It might have been you using an alternate account like a bitch. That's a bitch thing. Just be honest. You never asked me for money because you thought you were too good. I would have gave you some money. I wanted to reconcile some fucking friends. I don't know what I wanted, to be honest. Closure, maybe this. Maybe I was expecting this, and I wanted to run the string along to see how far you can thread your bullshit before you just finally give up because your son likes to read. Your son has a way with words, Dad. Something that you don't have, clearly. I see your message. I can't even read them. You say words that don't make sense. I don't know who lives in Canada and then slowly doesn't even learn English. You're fucking an ignorant disgrace of a human being. You're a sad, pathetic excuse for a man. You make black men feel ashamed to be black. You're the problem with our culture, Dad. You're just a long list of perpetual people that run away when things get tough. You try your best to be a fuck up. Like, you, at this point, you have to be trying to fuck it up. You have to be. No one says, hey man, listen, I want to really come to visit you, but I just got to wait a little bit. It's going to be a while. A couple years. Give me some time to save up, get my life together. We just literally got out of a pandemic. Literally, airfare is crazy right now. Everybody's trying to do things. Things are expensive. Be reasonable with your fucking son for once. Nope. You decided to go off on him. You decided to say things you'll never take back. You decided to paint my mom in a picture that's like she shouldn't feel guilty for having money. She worked hard. You said in the same message, oh, you know, she's got all this stuff. Her life's always good. She's her white family. I don't know if you know this, man, Dad. My mom literally was adopted. If it wasn't for my grandpa picking her up off from the orphanage, she doesn't know where her life would have been. It's pretty hard. To say that she got lucky is an understatement, because she's lucky. The fuck you mean? Are you gonna really fucking discredit my entire mom's life? The woman that was your side piece. This is the woman that you apparently loved enough to come inside. You're gonna discredit her life enough times to just go, oh yeah, she was and I do the same thing, Dad, and I realized that I did the same thing with my baby mama. I discredited everything she did as if she was nothing, in order to save face, in order to pretend that I'm some big macho guy. I don't know why I did that until I realized that's what my dad does every time. So maybe this whole closure, and we'll close the loop of a perpetual problem of people treating their children like shit, Dad. You're a fucking bitch, and you make me ashamed to be not even a black man, not even a man. You make me ashamed to be human, knowing that there's vile creatures like you out there living and breathing. And when I finally do get the text, because I'm never going to talk to you again. I'm never going to. You said some stuff that literally and I'm not even going to say all of it on the podcast. You said some stuff that no one can take back. And I guess I do the same thing every single time. But the difference between me and you, Dad, is I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I didn't see clearly. I can admit when my life is in shambles. I can admit when I go, I feel like I'm not living the best life. I feel like I made some wrong choices, and I can own up to my mistakes. I don't let them build up and build up and build up to the point where it comes crashing down. And then when it comes crashing down, you go, oh, that didn't hurt. Like, oh man, oh, my son doesn't love me anymore. Where's Mike? Where's, you only care about Mike, apparently, because you said some shit that if I'm the bad, I know what I am, Dad. I know you don't have to fucking say that you should ask how you're conceived. I'm pretty sure I know how fucking penises and vaginas work, Dad. You fucking dummy. I don't know if you fucking didn't take a fucking biological course when you were here, or if you learned your fucking thing in Africa, but I'm pretty sure I know how sex works, Dad. I'm pretty sure I know how sex works, Dad. You're a fucking bitch, and you're a sad, pathetic excuse for a human being. I shouldn't feel racist, because it's not race. There's just pieces of shit from all walks of life. My piece of shit just happens to be living in Africa. And someone has to clean up this mess that you made in Canada. And I'm not grabbing my broom. I'm not trying to get Mika and Mike and back together. What the fuck does that even do? What is your end goal for this? When you make up plans and you tell me to do stuff, if I go to Africa, Dad, and we go on some safaris and we hug it out, and then I go, right, and back to Canada. What? That wouldn't do shit. I know you would. You're the type of person that'd go, "Let me hold $500." That's what you would say to me. I think the moment I land, you're that guy. You're what's his name's character in fucking True Story, man. You're the Wesley Snipes of a Kevin Hart. I'm trying to be a good guy. I'm trying to. Oh, I take chances selling drugs. You didn't sell drugs, right, Dad? You didn't sell fucking drugs, right, Dad? You don't know how to fucking sell drugs. You can't say, oh, I'm out here taking chances. You took chances. You know what you did? You went to school for art. You know who else did that? Hitler, Dad. You couldn't even be Hitler correctly, Dad. You know what I mean, Dad? And I don't mean to say like that. But he went into the army, Hitler. When you compare your life to Hitler and you go, Hitler did better in his formative years than I ever did. He went to school. He went to art school. You know, he went to the army. He is successful at World War I. And that's sad, Dad. You know how fucking sad that is when you can go, you know, I think Hitler did a better job at achieving his goals than me. You're a fucking bitch, and you're never going to amount to shit. And whatever you set your mind to, I hope burns in flames along with the grave that you have. I hope every day your grave has a cat pissing on it. Actually, you know what? I am going to. Let's go back. I'll be at the funeral. I'll rock the mic. I'll say some shit and I'll get everybody in a frenzy, and it'll be all hypnotic, and people are listening to me in the crowd drinking and out. And then I'll just go, my dad's a fucking cunt. He was the type of guy that he'll look you dead in the eyes and go, I'm a white man. I'm a white man. He's the type of dude that I identify as a white man, so treat me as such. And he'd go, okay. He's crazy. My dad's crazy. I am crazy to an extent, but it's funny. My shit's funny. For the most part, it's so ridiculous and overblown. And then I go, well, that's a wrap. I turn off the cameras and I go do whatever I want, like read a book and listen to music that I made that's actually good. I actually enjoy the stuff that I make. I'm actually quite a good guy when it comes to making fun of things. I make comedy. What you do, Dad, is depressing. You make depression. There's people that make comedy. There's people that make drama. But Dad, you make depression. You make literally people leave and cringe and walk out of the room. No one likes you. And if they say they like you, they're lying. They're lying. No one wants to be with you. No one wants to be around you. No one wants to be seen with you. No one wants to be heard with you. No one wants to be you. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. You're a son of a bitch. I bet our grandma was a fucking cunt to raise you, to leave you living. She should have ate her young. She should have seen that dumb fuck baby growing up and going like, this one's retarded. I'm going to take it back. He sucks. You're a bitch, Dad. You ain't never going to be shit. Your whole life is just hoping that no one realizes that you're a fucking sad, pathetic little man. You had 20 fights in Canada with your boxing career. Basically, Floyd Mayweather. How many did you lose, Dad? All right, you don't want to say it. You don't want to say how many fights you lost, Dad. Yeah, how many fights did you lose, Dad? How many times did you get laid out trying to be the big bad man when someone came in with actual technique and finessed your ass to the ground? We don't know, because you're just lying to yourself, Dad. You just lie to yourself. Your lies are so hard to keep up with that I feel bad for you. I feel bad. Like, this guy's manipulating so much lies. He's manipulating the truth so much that I think deep down he's starting to believe his own lies. You're a bitch, Dad, and you're never going to get a chance to talk to Mike. Hopefully Mike still keeps trying not to, but maybe Mike might have a change of heart. Mike's a little more health conscious, and Mike's a little more, mental health conscious than I am. I don't give a fuck. because I'm a good guy that can turn quick. I'm a nice guy, but I'll show you some things if you want to. I will be that guy that bites back. I will be that guy that bites back. Mike will maybe take your shit, or he's obviously, he doesn't even want to talk to you, Dad. He doesn't want to talk to you. Funny how that works out. All the men in your life don't want to talk to you. Even your friends, they don't really talk to you. They use you. They go, "Can I borrow some money, Leo? You're that big famous guy, aren't you? You know? Oh, your son's a rapper, Leo. Give me some money. I have to come down there, and I have to, whatever, prove my to your friends. I'm not solidifying any bullshit that you've created over there. I'm not. I'm going to wait till you're dead, and I'm going to come to your fucking funeral. I'm going to piss on your grave." And I'm going to take like a weekly trip to Africa to piss on you. Not weekly, maybe yearly. Actually, I'm going to get real famous. And I'm going to visit Africa every year, right? I'll be able to travel the world, and hopefully you get ashes. You know what I mean? Hopefully you get ashes. I'll have your ashes, and I'll steal your ashes, and I'll actually, you know what, the ashes kind of, when you're supposed to dump them out and spread them somewhere significant. You know what, I'll take, if I had your ashes, right, I'd take them to the fucking grease pit at McDonald's, because that's literally like a multi-million-dollar job compared to what you are, Dad. A fry cook at McDonald's, dump the ashes there. This is the best job my dad's ever had. A fry cook at McDonald's. Here's these ashes, and then you get to sully some next person's meal. You get to ruin someone else's meal and appetite. That's my one last wish for my dad is that he gets to ruin another person's appetite. You're a bitch, Dad. You ain't never gonna be shit. You know what I mean? Don't fucking get mad at me because I may have an opportunity. I'm probably going to fuck it up because I have DNA from you, Dad. I'm probably going to ruin it. I'm probably not going to do shit. I twiddle my thumbs around waiting for my mom's inheritance, like you said. I twiddle around my thumbs being a piece of shit, not seeing my own son, like you said. I do all the things that you do too, Dad. So when you say, "Jeff, you ain't shit," and "Jeff this and that," and how I don't take chances and I'm not ambitious, yes. Who do you think I got this DNA from, Dad? Daddy? Why am I not ambitious and curious and not an explorer? And I like to play it safe and how I'm a mama's boy? Well, Dad, you weren't there. Dad, when I said, "Hey, why did my dad stop writing letters to me?" I mean, if he had to go to Africa, I mean, I'd assume that he'd still be able to write some letters. Turns out you can't really write that well. You fucked up your life so bad, you got punch drunk so much that you weren't able to send letters to your own son. And even those weird letters you send to me, it's almost like I'm the enemy. It's a lot of guilt, and there's a lot of I's, and I did this, and I did that, but there was very little to ask, how am I doing? Dad, you never cared. You never gave a shit. You're trying to save face like always. You're a fucking bitch, and you deserve to die. And if this whole thing of Africa, me going to Africa, was your weird way of saying, like, I am dying of cancer, or I am on my last little legs and I have to have a bucket list to go visit your one son, at least one of them, Mike doesn't want to see you. Mike made it very clear, you can't even talk to that nigga. At least you were talking to me and you ruined that. I don't know how you did it, but you ruined it. You decided to. It was literally like, I was like, I'm going to fucking go to Africa. Like, I'm trying, but it's like, it takes money. You don't just snap your fingers. You don't just say, "Hey, boss, I'm out this bitch. Peace," for 2 months. And it went from like a week. I was like, a week. You're like, no, it's got to be a month or two. So I was like, well, okay. Then I saved up for a week, and it's like, no, it's got to be better, and it's got to be longer, and you got to actually do stuff here. And I go, well, then it's going to take a while, Dad. And you flipped on me. You flipped on me like the bitch that you are. When a man goes, "Listen, now's not the right time. And I'm your son. Your son shouldn't be giving you advice going like, hey, instead of fucking consistently taking out loans, blowing money that I don't have, I'm going to try to make sure that I have or leave my job for 2 months and get fired. Instead of ruining my entire life just to go visit you, just so that you could make me feel like a piece of shit. Because that's what you do. That's what you do. It's all somehow my fault as a kid. It's all my fault. You don't want to visit your dad. No, I don't. And it's kind of fucking obvious why. You made it kind of obvious why. You laid out every single thing that you've been holding in for years. And you're talking about shit you don't even know. You're mad trying to think that I'm still 7, Dad. So that was the last time you seen me. That's the last time you remembered who I was. This is the last time you looked me dead in the eyes and you said, hey, son, I'm gonna sell this VCR because your mom wants the money. You didn't give her the money, Dad. You took the money and ran off. You ran off of your son with a VCR from his mom. You fucking bitch. That's not even, like, at least people, in our community, in the rap community, people talk about running off with a plug, right? You run off with drug dealers. You don't do that to your fucking baby mother and her child, with her child in the car in the front seat, getting this is the first memory I have of you, Dad, and it's the only memory I have of you. So when you say this and you say that, I go, that sounds really great. But I do remember the only time you ever took me out to the fucking store, to ice cream. And when you sold my mom's VCR, did we even get ice cream that day? No, I don't remember it. I don't, like, you couldn't even, at least if you're going to steal my mom's fucking VCR, buy a nigga ice cream. You fucking bitch, man. Holy fuck, you're such a fucking bitch. It's not even funny. And this anger just festers with me. It's just something I'll have inside. I'm always going to be an angry guy. And I'm like, man, why am I angry? My life's good. My mom's fucking real good. She's in good health. I don't have anything to be sad about, anything to be mad about. Some people, along the way in life, you meet your ups and your downs. But generally, I'm doing good. I'm wearing polo, fucking got new hats, got nice glasses, got some nice fucking stuff. I wear Ralph Lauren underwear and Calvin Klein socks. I eat whatever I want. I can drink. I can afford to go drink fucking liquor if I wanted to. Go down at any time and buy some kush and smoke weed. And I can hop online and play video games with my friends because I have friends, Dad. I can call up my buddy and go, hey, man, you want to go play some pool? I can do that because I have friends. I can call up a chick and go, let's smash, because I have side pieces. And you know what? I treat them with respect. And if those girls get pregnant, I go, I'll be there. I'll be there. And if they don't want me there, I go, I'll still be there whenever you decide that you don't want me there, Dad. Dad, I'm the dad. Even, the point is, in this long rant, is that my dad's a piece of shit. I hope you... Oh, this has been the weekend show with Mediumjay. And featuring his dad. I love you, Dad. But you're a fucking piece of shit. You are literally you are the one guy that if we wrote a movie about, it would be a villain. You'd be a villain. Your end of your life, when the credits are rolling, people go, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Your dad lights out, show's over, this bullshit that you had, people go, yeah. People say at your funeral, under your breath, people say, it's fucking good thing this fucking piece of shit's not alive. That's what it is. That's who you are. That's what the kind of garnered respect that you have in any community that you go to. I don't see unless you're just a piece of shit to your own family. And I'm talking about the real Mike and Mika. Those are the real family. My mom was I'm your side. We're your side family. And even then, you treated us all the same. You treated like your secret family just as bad as your real family. And you ended up doing both of the same things. You ended up probably fucking their life over too. Because if you only stole money and checkbooks and VCRs from my mom and me, I can only imagine what you did when you spent so much time with Mike and Mika. I could only imagine the type of psychological torment you put them through. They're never going to be the same, Dad. So when you ask why, only me, because women have some sort of compassion and forgiveness in them. They're just built into their DNA to love people. Mika will always respect you, I guess, because she can appreciate the life that you gave her. I and Mike, on the other hand, me and Mike look at you like disdain. I never understood that. When I talk to Mike, I'd ask him, I go, why do you hate our dad so much? I go, don't you like to masturbate? He goes, yes. And sometimes when you shoot a load, you don't think about it. Sometimes maybe Dad shot a load into my mom's and just said, fuck it, I'm out. Right? And he goes, that's not how it worked, Chef, little guy. You don't understand. I was too young. I was fucking 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. Just being very fruitful, very optimistic about you, Dad. I really did think that you could change. I really thought maybe you feel sorry. Maybe literally spending decades in Africa without your sons and daughters and the family that you left behind and all the relationships that you had. I literally thought, man, like that, it's been enough time, right? Sometimes time makes it worse. Sometimes it festers up your anger and resentment, and somehow you see the life that you could have had through your sons. Your sons are here. You're not. You fucked it up. It's not our fault. It's never going to be our fault. You fucked it up. There's no law that could say, hey, your son could magically bring you back to Canada. Your son can magically bring you to the U.S. or a nicer. I just don't know, man. My dad's such a fucking dumb fuck. It's not even this whole thing's not that funny. It's not funny. It's more sad. It's sad and it pulls at people's heartstrings because people and I don't want people to go, oh man, this is hard to. It's not hard to bring up. It's just sad. It's just pathetic. I guess it is kind of hard to bring up talking about my dad, but it's like I'm not mad or sad or I'm disappointed, Dad. Disappointed that you would choose to just literally rip up the last relationship that was kind of good with your sons. The one that can forgive quite a bit. I forgive people literally fucking me over. I forgive that. But when you say things that can't be taken back, all because I said, hey man, I can't go to Africa right now. I want to stay in my city just right now, like for the time being, dude, like foreseeable future. Give me a year or two. And you fucked it up, Dad. You fucked it up like everything you fuck up. So it makes me almost happy that I didn't waste my money going down to see a fuck up like you. If I went down there and I said, oh man, hopefully my dad's not a piece of shit. Oh, but that's my goal. There's no other than, I'm not trying to find the roots of Africa. I'm not trying to see the Wakanda. I don't give a fuck. All that's phony. All that's bullshit. I go down there and I'll see people that are struggling maybe, or maybe people doing good. I don't know how every day-to-day living in Africa is. Maybe see some safaris, see some animals and stuff, and see the pyramids. It's beautiful to sightsee, once in a lifetime trip. Don't get me wrong, but I also regret just thinking that I'd have to spend that time with you, Dad. I'd have to have that once in a lifetime memory with you, Dad. And I don't want any good memories with you. You don't deserve to have any good memories with your son. That's how big of a piece of shit you are. Now, if I can literally just not be, if I could literally not harbor enough anger and resentment in my own son towards me, I think I did a million jobs better than you. I did 1,000,000% better than you. If I could just not harbor up this much anger and resentment towards, for my son towards me, directed at me, then that I have for you, Dad, then I did a pretty good job. I did a pretty good job with my son. If I could somehow reconcile, I will reconcile it. That's the difference between me and you, Dad. I'm not going to wind up in jail. I'm not going to wind up deported. I'm not going to sell drugs and not even make money. You know what I mean? I don't sell drugs, but if I were going to sell crack, I'd at least make money, because I wouldn't be smoking it like the fucking head that you are. You're pathetic. You're a junkie. People don't respect you. And you're a piece of shit, and I wish you died so I could spit on your grave. I wish I could. I would pull my pants down and shit on your grave too. But I think the type of shit that I have, it might ferment, and it might, you know what I mean? It's like a fertilizer in your soil, and it might actually do great wonders for you. It'll be the best thing. I'll shit on your grave, and it'll be the fertilizer, and there'll be roses growing on your grave. And people go, "Wow, that's nice, Jeff. You planted these roses?" I'll go, "Yeah, I kind of planted them. Yeah, I should just shit on my dad's grave." You know what I mean? He's a sad, pathetic excuse for a man, and I feel ashamed for anyone that has to hold his name. I feel ashamed for Mike. I don't know if Mika changed her name. Did Mika Gishenka? She changed her name? You know what I mean? That's the one that adventurous, the one with guts. She changed her name. She goes by, Mika something now. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Just making it up like you, Dad. Where do you think I get it from, Dad? Where do you think I get my propensity for bullshit, Dad? Huh? Or do you think I get this long list of weird characters and personalities that I've never seen before? This psychosis and schizophrenia, all wrapped up in a nice little bow, delivered to me, passed on genetically from you, Dad. I liked you. I respected you. And I even admitted that you made mistakes before. But man, when you fucking say some shit to me, Dad, that you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know who you're talking to. And I'm your son, but you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know what you're talking about. You can barely even spell what you're talking about. You can't relay messages because they come out all clustered. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm having a conversation. I may be talking to myself. I may be talking to the camera. I'm talking to you, Dad. And this is clear message. Stay the fuck out of my life. Stay the fuck out of Mike's life, because it's obvious he doesn't. I'm not trying to fucking find Mike for you. Don't even try that bullshit. Get all of that psychological manipulation bullshit tactics and all that weird, like my dad does mental gymnastics on just trying to tell people that he's likable. Like, he has to literally bend reality. You know what I mean? He has to manipulate minds to just be likable. He's a pathetic person. He lies consistently. Like, it's like, if there's one guaranteed, like, if I had to bet on one thing and put all my money on one thing, it'd be that my dad's going to lie again. Because he does. He does it consistently, over and over, to the point where I just said, no, thank you, Dad. You're a bitch, and if I ever see you, I'm going to kill you. If I ever did take that trip to Africa, you better hope you're dead, Dad. Because I'm going to fucking choke you out to the point where you're dead. And you're dead. And when you're dead, I will get on the microphone and I will preach at your funeral and say, my dad is dead. My dad is dead. My dad is dead. You're a piece of shit, Father. And So much so that I'm comfortable losing my life, because that means there's no more DNA passage down with the bullshit that you have created. You're a bitch, Dad, and you're never gonna have it together, ever. You can look in the mirror at the end of the day when you go home, and you can swallow all your pride. You can just swallow all of it. You got quite a bit of pride. It's delusional. It's delusional pride, but it's pride nonetheless, Dad. It's it's all that you got. There's no pride in anything. You got pride in the bullshit paintings that you painted. You have bullshit pride and you fought a couple of times when you were younger. You didn't make shit, Dad. You got beat up, Dad. You got punched out, and you got enough punches to the head where you're starting to slow your speech, Dad. You're not really talking, Dad. You're not really saying much when you're talking, Dad. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're worse than nothing. You're a black hole on society. People put change into you like a homeless person, and it disappears. Where'd the change go? Oh yeah, he's probably out there fucking, out there buying drugs and then trying to sell them. And he can't sell them, so he does them. Like a bitch that you are, Father. Check this out. If I went down to Africa and I got off the plane and we went into your village and I went, oh God. And I just walked around and I went, oh no, this is how my dad lives. Oh wow. Like I was ready to punch him out. Turns out there's nothing I can do to this nigga that he won't do worse to himself. My dad's such a cunt. I'll go down there and I'll go, oh my gosh, he actually lives in a hut. Yeah, I thought this was a joke. I thought this was like what racists say on the internet. You know what I mean? As far as Africans living in fucking huts. And he has like this one village girl, because they only get the women to do the work. All the women are doing the work in Africa, Dad. You ain't doing shit except working at an assembly line as a service technician, you little bitch. He goes down to, we have the one water girl going to 47 kilometers fucking to fetch water, and I go, hey Dad, how's it going? And he goes, it's all good, have a seat. And then I go sit down and the fucking chair breaks because I'm so filled with nutrients and supplements and fucking good health. I'm a healthy big boy. No fucking person building chairs in Africa expected a 200-pound dude to come down and sit down. It just breaks, right? And I go, hey Dad, what are we having for supper today, Dad? What are we having? I'm in Africa. Give me your home tradition. Well, it's a plate of bugs and worms, Jeff. It's all we can afford. Bugs and worms. Thanks, Dad. You fucking bitch. My dad's such a fucking cunt. Like, the way he just wants to. I ramble on too. I'm rambling on technically right now. And where do I think I get this bullshit rambling on, where I'm not smart enough to think of the next few words in my head? I just think, I'll be fine. I'll just go off of my dad, and that's it. And I really talked myself into a predicament here. But at the same time, listen. And at your funeral, that when you're dead and you're looking down, and God, you're up in heaven. Actually, and we'll lie to ourselves again and say you're looking down from heaven because you made it to. We'll just say you made it to heaven, Dad. Let's just say your life was so good that you made it to heaven. And I'm doing the air quotes if you're listening to this on the. It's not the video. If you're not watching this, you're listening to this on the Spotify version. Yeah, you made it to heaven, Dad. And you're looking down at me and you're seeing me at your funeral pissing on your grave, and you try to throw a lightning bolt down and it misses and it shatters your tombstone. I will laugh, and I'm still pissing on your grave because I'm going, even in the afterlife, my dad somehow manages to fuck it up. Even in the afterlife, trying to get revenge on his son, his crafty son. I'm like Bart Simpson and you're like Homer. You're dumb. And I'm constantly fucking fooling you and pranking you. This whole thing, I wasn't going to say this. But I never even really entertained the idea of going to Africa. I told people it, but I lie. Like you, Dad. I lie, cheat, and steal, just like you.